And then I noticed something. There's a card where I can't find the signature. And then I'm thinking, why is there one card in this deck that does not have her signature? Hello my ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. So today's a bank holiday. I've just been out for a couple of hours walk. It's still only 8:30, but I've come back because I don't even know if this video is going to be, and I haven't lit my candles yet, so let's light the candles. I've had a tidy round, I've had a spring clean yesterday, changed my front room around and emptied drawers. I put a lot of bags down the rubbish chute yesterday, probably 7 or 8 bags, and I've got lots of space, which I like, and that's always the benefit, isn't it, of decluttering and things. But now I can't find where things are because I have less things at hand. But yeah, I don't know if this video will be interesting or not. I guess you'd have to be a bit of a nerd, a tarot nerd like me, to find it interesting. But last night I sat on the sofa, and as I very often do, I grabbed a deck, and this one is on the coffee table in front of me. It's my blushing fool. And I started to just sit looking at the cards. You know, I know these images so well. They are ingrained. They're almost part of my fibre. You know, I know them so well and I love them. This deck is 51 years old, and I love the smell of it and everything. The tactile, you know, sensation, the soft buttery cards, the smell, everything about it I love. But I was looking at the images and I started to think about Pixie's signature. Now, as you know, I am a Pixie fan, and I do have her signature tattooed on my forearm. And I love it. And it's a part of the RWS artwork for me. And I really wanted to have, because, you know, everybody who watches me knows how much I admire the great unsung hero of the tarot, which is Pamela Coleman-Smith. Without her, you know, I know that my interest in the tarot wouldn't have probably has been as profound as it is now. And these images, you know, for me, when I think tarot, I think of this deck. But I was looking as I went through each of the cards, and I was a little bit amused by the signature and how in some of the images in particular, they become part of the artwork. You know, they're part of the scene. In cards like this, you know, it's very much a standalone bottom right hand corner Pixie's signature. Okay, and it's this nice elongated shape, but that changes throughout the deck. Sometimes it's had to be, you know, squashed a little bit or stretched to fit the scene. And even though these images, as I mentioned, are so ingrained, I'm so used to them, it was almost like I was spotting that for the first time. And I was really enjoying just going through each card and looking at how she had kind of incorporated her signature into the cards so that they fit. Now, a good, I don't know, 85-90% of the cards, it's down in the bottom corner. Sometimes it appears in other locations depending on what's going on. And as I was going through, I was thinking, oh, I wonder how she's done it when it gets to really busy cards like the King of Pentacles or the Ten of Pentacles. And it was interesting to spot. And then I noticed something. There's a card where I can't find the signature. And then I'm thinking, why is there one card in this deck that does not have her signature? And I can't find it. So I thought I'd come on and I would show you what I'm talking about, really. So I'm going to bring the camera down because you're going to have a real close-up look. If this is something that you're thinking, oh God, it's really scraping the barrel here, then, you know, I won't be offended if you switch off now. But it's something that just interested me and gave me quite a bit of entertainment last night. Okay, so we'll go through the 78 cards. It shouldn't take long. I don't think this will be a long video because, like I say, most of the cards have Pixie's signature, nice and clear at the bottom, as you can see here. These aren't in order, by the way. It's just as I looked at them last night. Again, you know, there's no issues here. It does become a little bit harder to see in some cards. So as you can see here, it is within the water, but you can still clearly see the P, C and S. And the way Pixie does her signature is the elongated P and then the C and the S intertwine between that stem of the P. Here it's a little bit squashed because it's been added into the stonework of the column here, the pillar. So just where there's a little bit of stonework here, the signature is there. But it's not as elongated. Here I'm not quite sure why, you know, it's squashed down because there's a lot of space here. It doesn't need to be incorporated, it's just on this grey space. A little bit more difficult to see here, but it's in with the greenery of the garden for the Ace of Pentacles. Again here, very clear for our 4. Just at the side of the cups. Now here we have the King of Pentacles. So it's a busy card particularly, and I would have probably expected her to put it up here. But it's there and there's a green leaf in the background, so it's quite easy to see. Fits nicely here with the stone on the King of Swords. Now this one is interesting. So this is the Queen of Pentacles, and again a busy card, and at first glance you don't see the signature, but she's actually incorporated her signature into the rabbit that's there. Let's see if I can get that without. Do you see here the P, C and S? And the rabbit has lots of little black lines and squiggles on it anyway, so it's quite clever how that appears. Now here it's moved position, so where we've got the blue sky, so it's clearer to see, and it's back to being that usual kind of stretched, elongated signature here for our 3 of Cups. Maybe, you know, it could have gone down here in the bottom corner because it does switch to different sides. But it's interesting that it's there in the sky. Very clear for the 9 of Cups. Squashed a little bit just to fit at the bottom beneath the dress. But there on the ground for our 9 of Pentacles. It's on the side of the river here. Queen of Wands, it's part of the stonework. So she's sitting on this plinth. The throne is on this plinth. And in this kind of line work here, the signature appears. Up on the grass here. Now, I like what she's done here for the world. So it's actually a part of this cloud formation. We've got these clouds going around all 4 corners where the animals are. And then here within this cloud, she's put the signature there. On this one, it's a little bit harder to spot. It's on the casket lid because if she was pulling it down here, it would be lost. Although on some cards, as you'll see when we get through to like the Devil, where it's a black background, the signature becomes white. I like what she's done here for the Hierophant. It's on this plinth next to the cross keys. I mean, it could have gone on the yellow here, but she's incorporated it into the design of the card. Here, again, not so easy to spot at first glance because there are squiggles of these little kind of flowers on these, is it lilies, I suppose, on these little bits of grass. But it's there, look. Sorry about the alarms, the sirens. For our lovers, it's in the sky again, so it's moved up to this area here. And same here with the Five of Cups. It's quite a way up here, and it's on this lighter coloured hill. It would have fitted just there, but quite an obvious one there. And it seems to be where there are these kind of concrete plinths. She's put her signature. That is quite compact, isn't it? But it fits here on the base. Now, for the Knight of Wands, it's moved to the other side. So we've got the horse here and its hind legs. And then just where these pyramids are, we've got the signature on the other side. And that's the first time well, I say first time, the deck isn't in order. It's the first time you're seeing it where it's moved from the right to the left. Quite difficult to spot there. And we have our Queen of Cups, our beautiful Queen of Cups. Again, easy to spot, and the same with the Hermit. But how many times do you work with an RWS and really think about, it's something that disappears into the background, isn't it? I don't find, I mean, we talk about, oh, I don't want a deck that has a copyright on, but it doesn't jump out at me when I see the Hermit, because I know this image so well. I don't think, oh yeah, there's a signature, you know, spoiling the background or anything like that. I actually really love her signature. Clearly, that's why I've had it tattooed. But for me, it's part of the deck. It's here at the bottom, below the flowers. Justice. Now, interestingly, this has a concrete plinth. It also has two pillars. So remember in the High Priestess card, it was at the base of the pillar. And all the others, where you've got this line work here, it's incorporated. But she obviously thought, well, there's a bit of dead space here. You know, there's a clear area for me to put the signature, so it's there rather than in the line work. On the sand. So for here, and this is what I was talking about when there's a black background, the signature then is white. So it stands out. But again, we've got all this white line work, so it just blends, I think. I love where it appears in the sun. Now, when I get to the card where I can't find the signature, there were people on forums and stuff saying, well, actually, it doesn't appear in the sun card either. Yeah, I can clearly see it in the sun card. It's quite obvious to me. It's almost boxed in. We've got these kind of brick blocks of this wall that has the sunflowers on. And she's actually kind of, you know, put it in with the design here of the wall. So I wasn't quite sure why people couldn't spot it, because it was quite obvious to me. So the ones where it's appearing, Death card, a little bit harder to spot because there's a lot going off in the Death card, isn't there? But it's there, just at the very edge. And there's so many cool things. I can't remember who it was now, but during Tarathon last year, the arrow, the pointy arrow here that was included, pointing out this tunnel in the distance. I love studying. There's nothing nicer than grabbing my trusty magnifying glass and really kind of having a look at what's going on. Like I said, you have to be a tarot nerd, I suppose, to appreciate this. So for most of the cards, you know, it's clear and it's there in the bottom. Now then, look at this. It's gone right up here. There is so much happening with the Ten of Pentacles that it's not in with the line work, the archway, or down here, or through a dog, or anything like that. She's actually popped it up at the top. Do we notice these things? Is it just me that's late to the party? Here it's part of the boat design. Again, she could have just put it at the top where she's got lots of clear space, but it's part of the boat. The reason why the line work is so nice and clear and the colours are so lovely on this is, for me, the dog's bollocks when it comes to tarot decks. It's the Blush and Fall, and it's this beautiful, soft like butter. No other deck like it. Here it's within the grass. Now, again, quite different. We've got it within the design of the bed frame here. We've got this design, this image. We get the very busy sort of bedspread. It could have appeared in white font here or near the top, or even squashed. You know, we've seen it a few times kind of squashed in to fit. But we've got this lovely, nice, proper sized signature in between the bedspread and the design on the frame. Part of the art. So you see the difference, look, where she's got less space to work with when you look at the length of the signature there to how it appears here. Very difficult to spot on the Empress card because of these kind of this corn that we've got here, but it is there, look. But again, if you was looking at this image, your eyes aren't drawn to it. You know, it's embedded lovely within the image. This is quite a strange one. I mean, look at that. And a few times it's been mentioned how the P looks like a stick and an O. They're not joined together in a lot of cards, and it's particularly so for this version on the Three of Swords. Nice and clear there for the Ten of Cups. Again, we've got a black background with the tower, so it's in white. Temperance within the water. A little bit harder here for the Three of Wands. It's part of this hill, this mountain top. Again, it just blends, doesn't it? It's actually standing on the hillside here. It could have blended in with the ground, but I love it. For our King of Cups here, it's tiny compared to all the other signatures. And again, you know, it could have been incorporated, but because we've got the waves, I suppose, cutting through this concrete plinth, then it's on the top. But it's quite, it could have stretched out a lot more. Here it's at the bottom, if you notice, on this kind of leaf. And again here on the ground. And then we have the fall. And I can't find it. And I sat there last night saying, well, it's got to be here. It's got to be here somewhere. And then I thought, is it there on the satchel? I don't think it is. Is it in the design of the tunic or on the arms? Is it in the dog, like in its tail? Or I was just studying, and again, I got out my magnifying glass and I was having a real kind of look. And I'm assuming, although you should never assume, that it's here, somewhere here. Because why is that there? You know, you've got the edge of the cliff, the mountain, and then you get this kind of jumble here. There's a little tiny bit there. But if that's the case, then I think it's the only time it's probably horizontal. This magnifying glass is filthy. How's it got so dirty? Oh, it's scratches. Actually, I can't do much about it. It could be in there, but it's not obvious at all. I mean, I'm looking at that and I think I can see the P kind of here at the top, the stick coming down, and the C and the S, perhaps. And this is oh, that's a bit clearer, isn't it? This is a deck. I had it the wrong way around. This is the deck where the line work isn't blotchy, you know. So imagine what this will be like on like the one that you get from the shops at the moment, the original Rider Waite pack, whatever it's called. It would just be a blotchy mess. But what do you think? Do you see it there? Or is the full card the only full card that doesn't have her signature? And why might that be? I mean, it's the only card without number, but we have the 0 added, but it's the card without number, right? So, yeah, what would be the significance, do you think, as to why she didn't include her signature? Or has she? And, you know, as we've gone to printing and everything else, it's become less visible. I would be really surprised that she painted 78, well, actually she did 80. I'd love to know what those other two were that weren't used, but she did 80 in a very short space of time. Was it 6 months? 8 months, I think. And she said it was a big job for very little money. Why she would put her signature and go to all of the trouble to have it in various places to make sure her signature was incorporated, either clearly at the bottom or if it was a busy card, incorporated into the artwork, the design, to then not do that for the fall. I just thought it was interesting. So let me know your thoughts. A bit of a different video today, and as I said, you might be like, oh, you just got too much time on your hands. I don't. It was a Sunday evening, but anyway, yeah, I will leave it there, and I'll be interested to hear your comments below. Until next time, guys, go in peace, namaste, and blessed be.